Hey, what's up, team? Taylor here with a quick recap for the Thursday, August 25th short squeeze. Kind of felt like it. Alright, so tomorrow we got the Fed meeting on up at Jackson Hole, so, could be a total non-event. We could roll over and puke. Based on the price action and the structure, I think a little bit more likely we could get, follow-through of today's rally. So, short-term and bigger picture, right? Short-term, I think the question for tomorrow is, if we look at the SPY here, expected move into tomorrow is $5. So that would take you, if we could make the expected move to the upside, that would take us to about 425. So for tomorrow, keep an eye on 425 and keep an eye here on 422, which pretty much would fill the gap that they put in on that move lower. But bigger picture, guys, now the question is, alright, we got that big push off the bottom, and throughout that push, the bulls have definitely made some good progress. Daily charts have really improved, weekly charts have improved. So now the question is, we got the big push. Here's really the first, good flush, right? The first major, let's call it pullback. So now the question is, do we hold up from here? And can the market kind of get it together for another push back towards that 200 SMA? And maybe break it out. But I do think at the very least, potentially pushing back towards that 200 SMA. So as far as the ingredients needed to trigger that push, step 1, get back above that 21 EMA. So the bulls did that today. Step 2, we need some buy signals here on the big 3 indicator. A little bit neutral right now. Now what's interesting is that futures were back above the 21, but we have bullish big 3 on the 15-minute and the 5-minute. So those are the early signs that we could be getting ready to gear up for a pushback towards your highs, right? Signs that this pullback is all being received pretty well, right? Kind of like your dip back here. Where all said and done, you hold support, then you get continuation. So that is the million-dollar question. Now, as far as a few spots that we already know look great, that would be energy and natural gas. So we had a great trade earlier this week on XOM. And pretty much that's what we're looking for in the S&Ps, the QQQ, the IWM, XLK, semiconductors, etc., is that same combo, where you have support above your 21 and your 15-minute, 30-minute, 1-hour big 3 triggers that push towards the upside. So for energy here, guys, I still think there's plenty of gas in the tank. I think we're going to flush first, and I say that a bit selfishly because I want to buy the dip. But bigger picture, these weekly squeezes, they look poised for I think for now, they look poised for a push back towards those previous highs. So point B, at today's current price, around $84, and point A being up there at 93. What I would look for is, somewhere along the way between point A and point B, we get some sort of flush here that offers a good buying opportunity. So we'll wait around for that, but I think ExxonMobil, I think Oxy, they're all lining up really good here. Now Oxy actually has the big 3 on the daily chart. So Oxy's probably the strongest in such a perfect weekly chart. Huge push. First pullback. And for 9 weeks in a row, the bulls do their job and keep it above weekly 21. So I think XLE, ExxonMobil, and Oxy, I think they got a good shot at taking out the highs here. So any pullback in the energy names, we're going to be all over it. And pretty much the same thought process here with natural gas. UNG. We got a daily squeeze firing to the upside. We've got big 3 on the daily and the 4-hour. But the weekly chart looks poised to pretty much do what it did back here. Rebuild, load up on a brand new weekly squeeze, and when that squeeze fires to the upside, you're taking out your previous highs. So I think if we can get a little dip here, a little bit closer towards that daily 21, I think it's a good shot to build our position and try to catch a little bit of that weekly squeeze firing to the upside. It could be a pretty big move. So make sure you got a few chart alerts tomorrow around 31, 30, 50. If we get a dip there, I think we're going to take it. So those are two spots that look great. XLE and UNG. For the rest of the market, and remember, the easy trade is going to be the SPY or the QQQ. If we're going to trade something other than the indices, it has to look better than the SPY QQQ. But in other words, XLP looks pretty good here. The reality is XLP is probably going to rally if the overall market rallies, and XLP is probably going to dump if the SPY and QQQ dump. So the S&P from that perspective kind of covers all of your bases. So we'll be patient. We'll see if we get some buy signals coming in here. But if we do, we're looking for that bullish trade. So a couple spots here, guys. The semiconductors. Now, SMH itself. Actually, I hadn't looked at this. I left the house like an hour before the close. I hadn't looked at the semi since. This all shapes up here. Right? Back above that 21. 5-minute chart goes bullish. If that continues, lower time frames going green. We could be setting up for a push, excuse me, back towards 250-ish. So what I like for us tomorrow, as a potential trade idea, would be AMD. There's always NVIDIA, and NVIDIA had earnings today. Technically, NVIDIA does close nominally, but we did close back above that 21. But I do think AMD, probably either or, but AMD here, daily squeeze. We get the official close back above the mean here today, and the 5-minute chart goes bullish. So for tomorrow, market willing, if we wake up and AMD is bullish on the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, I think we follow those pretty colors into some calls, looking for a pushback towards 105. So AMD, SMH, and then as far as big tech goes, Apple has been looking amazing, and it continues to look amazing. So, yeah, I think getting long Apple at the daily 21 EMA, that does make a lot of sense. I also think Amazon could be one to keep an eye on here. Looking for the same move we're looking for in the overall market. At a minimum, one more push back up towards that 200. So, Amazon back above the 21. We've got to zoom in here. We start to print a brand new low compression squeeze here today. So you all know the drill. Lower time frame buy signals on the big three. That sets up the push back towards 145. So tomorrow won't be dull, but I do think for now, the market's done a pretty good job holding up here on the dip. And if we get our pretty colors, we are looking for the bullish trade. One last piece of the puzzle, of course, is the dollar. The dirty Dixie. So for the dollar here, best case scenario for the bulls is that the dollar kind of gets off its high horse here, takes a little bit of a chill pill. The lower this can pull back, the better for the bulls. So keep a close eye on the Dixie. The dollar breaking out from here kind of makes it tough to think the market can actually get a good rally going. So we're looking for the dollar lower, and then the volatility index. I think as long as that bad boy is under that daily 21, right, $22, I think the bulls got a chance here. So keep an eye on the VIX, keep an eye on the dollar, but good stuff here today, guys, on Freeport. So we're getting rid of our Freeport calls today for 50%. So not a bad turnaround. Long on Tuesday, out on Thursday. So this shapes up pretty good. Admittedly, I think it could probably push to 34 and then pull back. But I think, guys, we take our quick 50%. We go into the close in cash as far as our mastery goes. We got a fresh plate for tomorrow. So nice trade on Freeport. And quick look here at our spreadsheet. So here's all the trades we've done since we launched the indicator. And always remember, I'm doing 5% risk per trade. So 5% of the account balance. So for July, we put in a 9% month, and we've got time left here in August. right? Maybe some time left to add to it, but so far for August we are up about 11%. All right, so 2 losing trades on Nvidia and Snapchat. Kind of a break-even trade there on Tesla with that put credit spread. But all said and done, we're up about 11%. So good trading as of late, team. Tomorrow we will be live at 10:30 a.m. Central. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all then. And I'm probably going to put this video on YouTube. So for those of you on the YouTubes, if you want to join us for some live trading tomorrow, the $7 30-day trial to the mastery, we'll have that down in the description. So have a good night, guys. Rest up. Make sure you eat your Wheaties tomorrow. It won't be a dull one. Best case scenario for your pal T here would be a bit of a gap up. So I do have some S&P calls. Not a posted trade. I took them on my own. So either the trade works and you guys can cheer me on, or we gap down tomorrow and you can all point and laugh at me. But I've got some 415 calls and some 420 calls. So up a little bit right now. But let's see if the S&Ps could kind of fill the gap tomorrow to 422. Let's take a look here. 422, I'd make 4,400. If we got the expected move up towards 425, it'd be about it'd be a nice trade, about $8,000. So we'll see how that all goes for tomorrow. But I hope you found this helpful. For those of you in the mastery, good trade there today. Good trade on XOM, and I'll see you all tomorrow afternoon. For the rest of you, thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, go on ahead and pound that subscribe button. Pound it really good. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.